is about diluting black political power. It's about taking away voting rights. And we know that representation matters. We know that even as I'm running for United States Senate right now, that I would be only the 6th black woman in history to ever serve in the United States Senate. And it's important that our voices are represented in the places where policy decisions are being made that impact all of our communities. So yes, if they have their way, the goal is to shift the political dynamic. It is to dilute political power for black and brown communities. And what we are here saying is that we're going to do everything within our power to make sure that we protect the people of Illinois and their voting rights and continue to advocate at the federal level. And that's one of the things that I seek to do, to make sure that everyone's rights are protected.
The US that we knew is gone. It's dust, toast, cooked, and it's just no more. It's not coming back. Even if we do throw off the shackles of fascism, what rises from the ashes won't be the same. It can't be the same, or we end up back here again in that repeating circle of history. A lot of people are sharing how they remember what they learned in history class about these things, and they've read about where this goes and what happens. They have seen documentaries about where this goes and what happens, and people have learned that where this shit goes is nowhere good. This does not end well for anyone. Seeing it happen before our eyes, in America, is effing terrifying, you guys. In this video, I've gathered clips and stitches from different people reacting to this. You guys, stay tuned. And before we get into the video, this video does not support any bullying or harassment. It's there for education purposes and also to let you know what is trending on social media.
I was done, but now I'm not done, bro. Do you know, think about how many people died just for the right to fucking vote. How many people got lynched? How many people got burned? How many people got beaten? How many people got thrown in jail 38 fucking times just for the right to vote? How many people had to sit in on restaurants and get food and cigarettes and cigarette smoke, all type of shit just for the right to vote? Just for us to be in this country in 2026 and to deal with 2 paragraphs. Two paragraphs was all it took to limit the rights of people of color and their right to vote. 6-3. And just to think, all the fucking loops that they had when they got the right to vote, they had to come up with to take all these damn tests that was a loophole and had no true answer to it, and just to pass that test and still not be able to fucking vote for.
Explaining the Supreme Court decision on voting rights like I would explain it to my toddler. So this represents my toddler's classroom, and it's broken up into 4 different activity tables where the children have to sit and they have to make decisions together, like this table colors, this table does math, etc. So it's time for snack. And every class at snack is going to have to vote on what they want for snack. Do they want a cookie or do they want a cracker? Now, all of these tables, green right here, they're going to pick crackers. But at the blue table where my children sit, they want cookies. They're going to pick cookies. Great. Now, the Supreme Court is going to go around to all the tables and they're going to say, okay, guys, why did you all sit together? And they're going to say, well, we all sat together because we like the color green. And we sat together because we like the color orange. And we sat together because we like the color red. But at the table my children are at, they're going to say, well, we sat together because we was black. I mean, we just kind of naturally gravitate to each other. We have the same interests. We like the same things. We all wanted cookies. What can I say? And the Supreme Court is going to say, ooh, because you're black. Now, had you said because you're blue, I could have went for that. But you said y'all sat together because you're black. So therefore, we can't have things about race in this country, guys. Of course, not in the United States. Of course, we would not do things based on race. That would be crazy. So we're going to have to break this party up, okay? So you all are going to have to go over here and get in some different groups. We're going to have to break it up. We cannot have an all-black party. You understand what I'm saying? That's just not going to work. So we're going to have to get you guys separated. The problem with this separation is you guys all wanted cookies, okay? And all the other groups wanted crackers. The thing is, now you're in a group where the majority still wants crackers, okay? But oh well, because y'all should have never told me y'all sat together because y'all was black. Y'all should have said it's because y'all was blue. Because anybody can make a group based on their political party, right? So it's like if all the reds want to make groups that just like agree with them and they just want to draw the groups up in whatever kind of ways are agreeable for them, they're going to be able to do that. If they just want to be together based on their race though, we're not going to be able to do that, okay? So we're going to have to break it up. Now, unfortunately, the way this is going, you know, you may end up having to have crackers. You just, you know, because you're in that group. But don't get me wrong, you can campaign for cookies. You absolutely can still campaign for cookies and try to see if you can win your group over to be in a cookie group now instead of a crackers group. You can really try for that, and there's no problem with that whatsoever. Now, the whole reason why we even had blue groups in the first place is because systemically, you know, there has been some disenfranchisement, you know what I mean, where you all have not been able to pick what you all might like, even though you do make up a fourth of the class. So maybe you could have a fourth of the representation. We see that in states like Mississippi that has 4 districts. 3 of those districts are red, 1 of them is blue. That blue district is also about 65% black. Yeah, right after this Supreme Court ruling, the state auditor who really wants to be the governor really so bad, he was like, we got to break this up. You know what I mean? That was like his first thought. That was like the first article that he wrote. So that's what ends up happening, is that history repeats itself in terms of disenfranchisement. But just as the people who have fought before us, you can't even really call them ancestors because some of them are literally still alive, okay? Just as the people who fought before us have fought, we will fight again, okay? And I do believe we will win. But this Supreme Court, Lord Jesus, they are putting us in a very dangerous position where black and brown communities are set to lose a lot of power, and maps are set to be redrawn that can really have generational impacts, okay? So it's really important that we all pay attention, that we all vote like we've never voted before, and that we all really get on the action items that are ahead of us, which is making sure maybe we can find some more pockets, turn some more tides, win some more people to our side, so that even in these new and gerrymandered districts, we can outvote them, okay? Because they're trying to cheat us out of our spot. They are trying so hard, but we're not going to let them win.
This video is for black people and black people only, and namely because of the reactions that I've seen with regards to the Voting Rights Act, and a lot of people placing blame on folks that support Philistine and using that to say that they don't support black voters or the plight of the black community, as though black people don't exist on the left and can't do both. Because why would any descendant of American chattel slavery support genocide? But let's try something just for funsies. Let's remove Philistine out of the equation and talk about what's impacting the black community. Let's start with AIPAC, or the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. I know y'all are tired of hearing about it, but again, this doesn't have anything to do with Philistine. We're talking about the black community, right? The 85-acre Atlanta Public Safety Training Center, also known as Cop City, you know, the Atlanta that has like a 46% black population. That Cop City is backed by the top donors of, I'll give you a hint, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. The people who supported the displacement of the black people who used to live in that area, in conjunction with racists like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Brian Kemp, was black Democratic leaders. And now Atlanta will be the testing ground for AI policing. With that much data from that much AI, it's going to have to be stored in a cloud-based infrastructure. And that data will be put into something that we call ding, 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 data centers, which folks from Memphis can tell you is causation for air pollution, which causes people to have breathing problems with things like asthma and developing things like COPD and cancer, outside of taking all the fresh water that you probably need to wash your ass. So in this episode of what impacts the black community, from AIPAC to displacement of black families, AIPAC to over-policing and surveilling of black community, AIPAC and its direct connection to environmental racism, which black Americans have continued to experience since redlining. And that only scratches the surfaces of Atlanta, a portion of Memphis. Can't wait to tell you how the same conglomerate are stealing black folks' homes in New York City. through something called deed theft, or how your local police departments are training over and isn't real. And I don't really have to mention Palestine for that either.
So you actually think that you can break us by taking away all our votes? Not white citizens, but people of color vote, our representation via the Voting Rights Act. And your extreme gerrymandering and your redistricting across the damn nation. Okay. Well, America, pull up a chair. This one is for everybody. Corporate elites. You're forgetting something. Black folks have been counted out before. Slavery didn't break us. Jim Crow didn't break us. That Tulsa massacre didn't break us when they bombed the Black Wall Street in 1921. That didn't break us. 6 million Black Americans packed up their shit and during the Great Migration and rebuilt cities in other places and rebuilt cities that didn't want us. That still didn't break us. That GI Bill, all of us came home from World War II in uniform. Your banks redlined all of us. All of the homes that we built, that every other family, they got the wealth. Nope, that didn't break us. Shelby County versus Holder in 2013, 5 justices gutted the Voting Rights Act and unleashed a wave of voter suppression that's still going on to this damn day. That ain't gonna break us. Go ahead, buy up all the universities. Go buy all the books and legacy media. Go buy the damn courts. Go buy these damn politicians. Spend whatever it takes. Pat yourself on the back. You successfully captured the Department of Education. Hell, you even got the damn EPA. And now your Doge little boys, your covertly went in and put your hooks into Social Security and Medicare covertly. And you even coming for the people's air and the fucking water that they drink. And now you're going for the Voting Rights Act. It's decimated. You just decimated Voting Rights Act. Oh, no worries, homie. You see, I got a secret for you. Y'all in trouble. See, black folks in America, we've been training for this shit for 400 fucking years. We have the calluses on our hands. We have the fucking church pews. We got the church pews, our barbershops, our cookouts, and the community that carry us through every storm per the generations. It's in our damn DNA. It's embedded in us. But white America, oh, yeah, you white America, I bet you think that the system had your damn back because of your skin color, huh? Well, guess what? That gravy train stops today. It's over. Billionaires are coming for your Social Security. Billionaires are coming for your damn schools. Billionaires coming for your water. And while you sitting up here screaming about some drag queens and immigrants, they're picking your damn pockets clean. Guess which culture of folks will be ready for what's coming down the pipe next? We are. But corporate greed don't give a fuck about your damn color. They don't give a damn about the church you in. They don't give a damn about your zip code. White working class America, only thing it cares about is your damn wallet. Black folks will rise. We always do. The only question left is whether the rest of America, y'all rural working class white America, will y'all start to wake up in time to rise up with us? Or find out the hard fucking way what 400 years taught us survival.
I'm gonna need y'all to sit down for just a little while we talk about this, okay? Just yesterday, the Supreme Court handed down a 6-3 decision that election law experts are calling one of the most damaging rulings in 100 years. And I promise you, a lot of people scrolling on their phones right now don't even have any idea that this happened. So let me break it down for you, all right? Plain, simple, no law degree required, all right? So let's start with the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That's a good starting point. After decades of Black Americans being blocked from the polls, poll taxes, literacy tests, violence, intimidation, you know the drill. Congress passed a law that said your vote will be protected and your vote will count, okay? That law was the crown jewel of the civil rights movement. Now, here's what you need to understand about how your vote gets counted or doesn't get counted. Every state gets divided into districts, okay? Each district elects one person to Congress. And whoever draws those district lines has enormous power because you can draw them to give a community a voice, or you can draw them to silence that same community. Stay with me. Louisiana has nearly 1/3 Black population. And after the 2020 census, the Republican-controlled legislature drew a map with 5 majority white districts and only 1 majority Black district. Black voters sued. And courts agreed that the map was unfair. Louisiana was ordered to draw a second majority black district, and they did. A black man by the name of Cleo Fields won that seat in November of 24. Then a group of white voters sued and said, you can't draw districts with race in mind, even to fix discrimination. Never mind that that's what they had done in the first place, okay? And yesterday, the Supreme Court agreed with them, 6-3, along party lines. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking, but don't we still get to vote? Don't we still get to vote? Yes. And here's why that's not the whole story. Imagine your neighborhood has, let's say, 40 black voters who all want the same candidate. Stay with me. But somebody splits you across 4 different districts, 10 of you in each one. Now, in every single district, your community is outnumbered. Your candidate loses in all 4. Every single person voted. Every vote was counted, and you got 0 representation. That is vote dilution, and that is exactly what the Voting Rights Act was designed to stop. The Supreme Court just made it nearly impossible to challenge maps that do exactly that. Justice Sotomayor said in her dissent that this ruling greenlights redistricting plans that will disable minority communities. One of the nation's top election law scholars called what remains of the Voting Rights Act a hollow shell, just a hollow shell. The ballot box is still open, beloved. They just quietly picked the power clean out of it. And this isn't a partisan talking point, okay? This is history happening right now in real time, and you deserve to know it. You deserve to know all about it. So share this. Talk about it. Because an uninformed people can't defend their own freedom. What to do? Stay informed. Stay engaged. And above all else, do not stay silent.
So the VRA attempted to force states to allow equal representation based on race. You could have a state with a 30% racial minority split into 10 districts, each having the majority of their makeup being the state's racial majority. Now, this leads to Southern a gerrymandering that is specifically reduced the representation of racial minorities. So the VRA was attempting to label this so there would be closer representation of the actual makeup of the state, having 2 or 3 majority minority districts. Now, this ruling declared that racial makeup can't be considered when designing districts. So these southern states will resume racial gerrymanders, while Pinky promising that they totally didn't do it for racial reasons. So the VRA protections are necessary unless we completely remove gerrymandering, adopting a system where districts are based on non-arbitrary measures like shortest split line algorithm. Until then, there will always be bad faith actors pushing their own agendas. Louisiana, a state with a lot of black voters, created a gerrymandered map that favored white voters. A lower court ruled that this was unfair and that the map needed to be redrawn to better represent black voters. So the Supreme Court now overruled this lower court by saying that redrawing it to better represent the black population discriminates against the white population, as they believe the original map wasn't drawn up to favor white people intentionally. The result is that this makes it harder to challenge racial gerrymandering going forward. Honestly, let me say a big congratulations to Supreme Court for screwing over every minority voter in these United States. And the shame of this, this Robert Scott will live for decades. And let me just say I'm embarrassed to be the one representing this, yeah, they don't feel shame, and hopefully their kids and grandkids do so. This family never, they never forget the damage they have done, yeah. They never forget they've done so much damage to the black community.